SmackDown has had its final chance to really hit home some of the storylines, some of the tensions heading into this Sunday's No Mercy. And we're about to run down what happened on SmackDown as we're heading into that pay-per-view event. We had a couple matches that were kind of simple stuff. We had the Hype Bros defeat the Vaudevillains. Mojo.
I'm flipping you off with my sprained finger.
Mojo, why?
That's how much I hate you.
Like, I was starting to give Mojo a pass, but then you brought back the hammer dance, and now
he even added shit to it.
Yeah, it was
flopping
longer.
his arms around.
It's not necessary. The best part of this whole match was that the Ascension was watching from the stage.
Yeah, I just want to know, if I was in Simon Gotch's shoes, I would have moved.
If you were Simon Gotch, you wouldn't put up with that shit?
Not one bit.
I don't.
Mojo would have to hit me hard enough to actually knock the wind out of me for me to stay down long enough to take that.
So Aiden English ended up getting the Hype Rider, and that's
high spot of the match. Aiden English sold a shoulder block like a mother goddamn fucking champ.
Yeah, no, that was well done, sir. In other tag team action, sort of, we had Jason Jordan taking on
Jimmy J. Uso.
Jimmy J. Uso. It was Jimmy Uso. They plugged the Jimmy Uso. He was on the Versus screen, but it was Jay that actually wrestled the match. Jason Jordan would actually beat Jay really quick. He'd be going for what I guess Jordan was going for, like a stalling, like a deadlift German, and Jay tried to roll through. And as he rolled through, Jordan just sat down and pinned him. And then Jimmy went over and attacked Chad. And then we had the beatdown on American Alpha once again, who were saved by Heath Slater and Rhino. As the Usos get their tag team title shot this Sunday against the champions.
It's weird that there was a similar angle earlier in the night when we had a one-on-one match between
Good segue.
the women's #1 contender, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Bella, with Carmella at ringside. Or not just at ringside, she was on commentary.
Yeah, she was on commentary.
Decent match happening, and then Alexa does what's becoming just like it's a super typical
move.
It's to throw your opponent on the person at commentary to piss them off.
Yeah, it was, Carmella was talking trash, Nikki got mad, and so she threw Alexa at her. It's become the how do we get this person involved type of thing. Well, Carmella wasn't putting up with that shit, so she got in there, she kicked Nikki, Nikki and Alexa ended up falling on her hair, and it was just a whole mess. And then it was a 2-on-1 beatdown on Nikki Bella until Becky Lynch made the save. And then we Teddy Long that shit into a tag team match.
Conveniently during the commercial break.
Hey, go figure. Tag match, still an entertaining tag team match. All 4 ladies killing it. And then at one point we had Alexa and Becky Lynch on the outside. Becky's definitely in the driver's seat. She tosses Alexa back in. And as the referee is checking on Alexa, Becky slides back in and gets hit with a super kick by Carmella. Carmella gets speared and then chased off by Nikki Bella. And then Alexa Bliss heads up to the top rope and hits Twisted Bliss and pins the women's champion.
I kind of wish there'd be more chase-aways in tag team matches now.
Why?
I don't know. There was something comically entertaining about, just, fuck it, we're running away.
Yeah, no, it was kind of...
It didn't even look like Nikki was chasing Carmella. It just looked like they were just,
They were out for a jog.
They were running away from the match.
It was quick. Get out of the shot. This is about Becky and Alexa. You guys don't matter. So they just ran to the back so Alexa could do her thing. We had... This was an interesting match. Baron Corbin had an interview early on in the show and was talking about how, he doesn't really give a damn that Jack Swagger's on SmackDown. Daniel Bryan and Shane can sign him, and it doesn't make any difference to Baron Corbin because if Jack Swagger was here, he'd knock him out right where he's here. And then Swagger would be like,
I'd knock him out right where he's standing next to me.
Yeah.
Awkward.
And Swagger's like, oh well, you wanna try that, and you wanna continue what you were saying, and Baron's like, no, I do all my talking in the ring. And Swagger's like, all right, well let's go talk in the ring. And Daniel Bryan said, hey, go talk in the ring, and talking meant fighting, hoss fighting. The match itself was pretty standard Baron Corbin stuff, very standard Jack Swagger stuff, but the end was a very clever way. I've never said that someone won by questionable submission before, but this was like the best way to make a questionable submission call, as Swagger had the Patriot Lock on Corbin, and Corbin was crawling towards the ropes and was like just out of reach and did like in succession like 3 or 4 like attempts to try and grab, and the referee took that as tapping out, rang the bell, and the look on Baron Corbin's face, I've never seen him look that seethingly mad.
Yeah, it started as like a confusion and bewilderment.
Yeah. As Swagger got the hell out of Dodge, he was immediately out of the ring and heading up the walkway.
And then it just escalated to like, oh, I realized what happened.
You're a stupid motherfucker. He was like yelling at the referee. He's hitting the rope. He's like, I was trying to grab the rope.
He threw the stairs around. He attacked the commentator's table.
He yelled at all the commentators, and all of them just kind of like cowered against the barricade. And was like, we're not here. If you don't look at him, he won't be able to see you.
JBL walked away.
Morrow just kind of
stood. How the mighty have fallen.
Well, yeah, the strongest guy on that table now is David Otunga.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Former tag team champion David Otunga.
Yeah, thanks to John Cena.
I'm just going to start singing the shitty praises of David Otunga. Yeah, I remember that one time he won that match against that one guy. That was a thing.
Are you ever going to mention the fact he got bro kicked by Sheamus? Or are you going to leave Sheamus out of it?
Oh, gosh.
Because that was a full storyline, my friend.
Yeah, there's a storyline that revolved around a kick.
Yeah.
That didn't even revolve around a match.
No.
That revolved around a kick.
It was just
trying to outlaw a kick, trying to ban a kick. David, don't tell me you've been involved in some weird storyline.
Weird storyline. Oh my god.
Can you name any other storylines he was involved in? And don't count Nexus. Because that was Wade Barrett. Mostly John Cena.
It was Wade Barrett and Friends. Except for that bit with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Oh god. What else did David Otunga do?
Nothing.
I think you're right.
Yep.
Does Nexus 2 count, or was that CM Punk and Friends?
That was everybody getting beat by Randy Orton, so they can't be at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. So then CM Punk and okay. Anyway, jeez, yeah.
What a tangent we just went on.
Well, you know.
Well, there you go, fans. The greatest hit of David Otunga.
Trying to outlaw the bro kick from Sheamus. All right, we had Miz TV and the Dolphumentary.
Yes.
This was Miz's final farewell, the last bit for Dolph Ziggler, as this could very well be his last appearance on a Smackdown, because his career was on the line this Sunday.
Yeah.
And
what was it? WWE 24, The Success of a Failure.
Yeah, The Success of a Failure, where it's Miz just riffing on Ziggler from being the caddy to being in the Spirit Squad to...
Hi, my name is Dolph Ziggler.
Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler, getting shit on, getting... Slimed, getting sprayed in the face.
Using clips of other wrestlers from different documentaries.
God. Yeah, the editing job on that was pretty fantastic.
Good production value.
Yeah, it was.
I'd watch it.
It was WWE 24 in production with awesome entertainment or whatever. So
I'd watch it. That looks like a well put together documentary.
Well, it's going to be on the WWE Network this Sunday after No Mercy if Dolph Ziggler loses. Needless to say, Dolph Ziggler didn't like it very much.
No. He threatened to punch The Miz in the mouth.
He called him an ass face.
He did.
That was awesome.
It's okay, though, because I do believe that The Miz's face is 80% ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Miz himself is like 60% ass.
Where do you get the information for these ratios?
My eyes.
You.
His stupidness.
Okay. Is there a formula, or you just spout?
It's
shit?
an estimate.
Alright.
There's no real. I'd have to like fucking take samples and do
guesstimating
labs.
ass to face ratios.
There'd have to be lab work done if I wanted to have like an actual.
Well, when we start doing that, you'll find that Unreasonable Wrestling Fans. Be a new show we can do.
Ass faces.
Now, Ziggler ends up going on another awesome tangent, another great promo from him, and then The Miz fires back with, telling him that you can say that you're going to win, you can do all these things, but your career is going to be over, and it's going to be because of me. But
don't worry, I got something to cheer you up.
It wasn't just the Dolphumentary. We had some old friends of Dolph Ziggler's making a return. I don't know if I want them back more than just this one night, but this one night was enough. We had Mikey and we had Kenny from the Spirit Squad return.
It was great. I enjoyed it.
Kenny...
I was one of those few people that was actually a fan of the Spirit Squad.
I can't say I was a fan of the Spirit Squad. I didn't hate the Spirit Squad. They did what they needed to do. Miz had a great line, though, saying that the other two got lost in transit when they got sent back to OVW.
Yeah, which... Mitch and...
Johnny.
Johnny Jeter?
Yeah, Johnny Jeter and Mitch.
Nick Nemeth, Mike Mondo, and...
Was Johnny the other one that showed up at King of Trios?
Yes.
Okay. He got left...
Johnny was the Karate Kid.
He got left in Chikara. But he still hasn't shown back up on Chikara.
No. No, Johnny is, like, retired.
Oh, okay.
Like, he did the Chikara King of Trios a few years back as, like, a one-off. But I have heard that Mikey and Kenny regularly do the Spirit Squad on the Indies.
Well, hey, let's bring them back and put them on SmackDown, man.
Hey, let's feud them with the Headbangers.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying, if we're bringing back all these, like, tag teams from the past.
Oh, man. Late 90s versus the late 2000s. Jeez. Oh, boy. Anyway, they did some...
Listen to all the rednecks go, look at these 4 homos.
They did some pretty horrendous cheers.
They weren't that bad.
Yeah, they were.
They knew how to spell Dolph.
Yay.
That's all they did. They just spelled Dolph. Even Dolph was like,
hey, you guys still got it. Kenny was losing his voice because he
spelt my name right.
I kind of wish they would have spelled it with an F now. I think that would have been even better. But eventually it was, Dolph got upset because they were like rubbing his head and,
he got in the Miz's face, and then the Miz starts yelling, "Sick 'em!"
Yeah,
like they're dogs.
And so apparently
and they are, I guess, because
apparently Mikey and Kenny work with the Miz, and they beat the hell out of Ziggler as Miz is like egging him on, and then they both ended up eating super kicks, and the Miz tried to hit the skull crushing finale, almost got a super kick himself, but ducked out of the ring and walked away as Ziggler almost tumbled out of the ring and just looked really, really mad. A great segment, though. I gotta say, Miz is doing great stuff, Ziggler was doing great stuff, and it was kind of fun to see the Spirit Squad back for a second. But only a second. All right, so we're gonna talk about our
Kurt Hawkins facts.
Yeah.
When Kurt Hawkins is in the ocean, sharks beach themselves.
There's a secret branch of the government, the CIA. Kurt in action.
Yeah, and apparently, Kurt Hawkins is going to step in the ring this Sunday at No Mercy.
This has to be. He's not actually going to step in the ring. What? It's.
No, I think legit. He's gonna walk out. He's gonna go up the stairs, get on the apron, put one foot in, and then leave, and get a fucking gigantic pop.
God, I hope. I don't even know what to expect from Kurt Hawkins. The fact that Kurt Hawkins is like the, hey, sorry, Shelton Benjamin got hurt, we can't do this yet, let's bring back Kurt Hawkins, and he's just trolling everyone. Like the first actual thing that we see of him is him actually like saying the Kurt Hawkins. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's gonna happen this Sunday. I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more on our predictions coming out later this week. We had a long-running story throughout the night, which opened the show, as we had a rematch from Backlash between Kane and Bray Wyatt. Kane and Bray Wyatt doing the thing, having a match, and then Bray is in control. This was really weird, because Bray was doing great. He was like he had Kane down. He was doing a little spider walk thing, and then there were like these weird sounds, and Bray kind of got distracted and looked up at the Tron, and instead of like the camera showing us what was going on, the commentators had to tell us. So like, rather than like, oh no, what's going on the Tron? It was like, oh, Bray Wyatt's distracted by Randy Orton. We're like, well, that'd be awesome. Let's see it. And then they finally like flipped the camera, which was just, I don't know, it was weird.
They had some issues.
Apparently. So, and oddly enough, Randy Orton is upside down, and is talking about how Bray's whole world is upside down, but he's going to turn it right side up this Sunday. Just trying
looking at things from Bray's point of view.
Yeah, just trying to get into Bray's head, and so Bray, you may think you're the Predator. I loved this camera angle, is that you've got the camera angle like you got Bray just to the side, Randy up on the Tron, and as he says, Bray, you might think you're the Predator, and then from under the camera, Kane sits up. That was a great camera angle, and Randy Orton just getting in Bray's head. Bray turns around, almost gets hit with a choke slam, ends up getting out of the ring, and like has to like decide like what he wants to do, and ultimately ends up getting himself counted out.
He decided that the best choice was to go find Randy.
Yeah, I mean, rather than get your ass kicked by Kane and then have to face Randy Orton on Sunday, it's probably a good idea just to lose the match on your own volition and go find Randy Orton.
You could probably get your ass kicked by Randy Orton.
Yeah, well, he would spend the night trying to find Randy Orton, walking through the halls, talking to himself, talking to Randy Orton, saying that he's going to meet his end.
He found rocking chair.
Yeah.
Not Randy Orton.
No.
Rocking chair.
Randy was back in that kind of like Bray Wyatt looking area with the fog and everything.
Yeah.
And
apparently this is just Bray Wyatt filmed all his segments inside of a storage container.
Yeah, because he ends up going in, he finds the rocking chair, and then Randy Orton locks him in there. And so then we get two different segments of Bray just losing his shit.
Pounding on the
walls, talking to himself, and then he ultimately just sits down in the chair and just like is just chilling. And we come back later, and he's actually rocking in the chair and singing "Let's Go Down." Good song, by the way. Just singing to himself, and then stops, smiles, and said, "Oh, I knew you'd come. It's so nice to see you."
Brother Nero.
No, Sister Abigail.
Oh, close enough.
and then he holds out his hand.
Just Jeff Hardy and drag.
Holds out his hand, and then we go to commercial. We come back, and Randy's getting ready to... I don't know why Randy's going to unlock the trailer. Like...
Well, it's like, Bray, you gotta come out so we can wrestle on Sunday.
I just wanted to imagine that Randy's plan was to open it and just bum rush into the trailer and beat the hell out of Bray Wyatt.
But open it and go, and then close it again.
But he opens the trailer and Bray Wyatt is not there.
And he threw the chair.
Yeah, he got real mad.
He wanted to beat somebody up.
I thought, like, that segment didn't go the way I thought. I thought the trailer was going to open, and we were going to see someone with a lamb mask behind him and let him out. Because I have a theory about what's going to happen on Sunday.
I thought that, because he made that, he made the statement, I knew you'd return to me.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was Luke Harper was going to open the door.
Yeah, no, and that's where my theory goes. I thought that's what we were gonna get, or or just Eric Rowan ripping the door off or something.
But he can't. He just had surgery.
That's true. But yeah, so that whole story is taking a very interesting turn. No clue what they're gonna do Sunday, but we will find out in a few days. So, we'll talk about our triple threat face-off at the end of the night.
AJ Styles talked a lot.
Yeah,
and Dean Ambrose talked a lot.
John Cena didn't say shit.
John Cena decided he wanted to punch a lot.
John kept trying to talk, but, AJ, like, as soon as he came out, AJ told him to shut up. AJ wasn't even going to let him start talking. He wasn't going to say a damn thing. He just ran John through the ringer, just verbal assault like nobody's business. Kind of like, eventually got to a point where Cena like backed himself against the ropes and was just like so angry. And then he comes back with a microphone like ready to just rip into AJ Styles.
And Dean's like, stop!
No!
Stop! I know what you're going to say. And Dean predicted the future. But he was wrong because John Cena would only say, talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap.
And then punch Dean Ambrose and then take him to the ground. Dean's whole spiel was just talking about like Cena would call Dean his own worst enemy and that Dean's always been his worst enemy and yada yada yada. But even though like Cena's last 2 years haven't been that great and he's been doing less stuff. And Dean Ambrose has wrestled the most matches out of anybody on the roster in the last 2 years.
What was Dean's mic drop moment, though? He said something that was just like, it was like, when
Dean Ambrose is the realest person. Have fun being the guy who plays John Cena
on TV. And everyone went, oh. And AJ even kind of had a moment where he's like, you're the guy who is history. I'm the guy who makes history. And it was just a good moments for both of them. And then Cena just gave no fucks and said, talk is cheap. Speared the hell out of Dean Ambrose.
Tossed AJ out of the ring.
Tossed AJ out of the ring. F you or AA, whatever you want to call it. On
the Afua.
The Aufa.
Afu.
Fua. That's a...
Fua. But
that's an Al Pacino sound.
Dean rolls out of the ring.
Fua.
AJ gets the upper hand on John, hits him with the flying forearm, and then...
It was each of them posing with the titles.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose gets knocked down so John Cena can hold up the title. And then John Cena gets knocked down so AJ can hold up the title.
And AJ thought he was in the clear, so he starts to leave, and then...
But all the members of the Shield know
They know how to do the transport to behind your opponent trick, like Scorpion. They were trained by Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, because Dean Ambrose all of a sudden comes running from behind AJ, clocks him, gives him Dirty Deeds on the ramp, which sounded like it hurt.
It was a good, like...
It was a hefty thud.
And as we've depicted here in the ring, Ambrose is the one who walks away holding the title. as both AJ and Cena just have to look on and go, well, shit, that didn't work out the way we wanted.
Yeah, well, you know, last week Ambrose said that he was going to take his title back with interest.
It's true. Question is, will he be able to do it this Sunday?
Yeah.
We'll find out when our predictions come out on Saturday.
Well, we're not going to find out then. We'll find out at the actual pay-per-view.
What he said. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Click all the links down in the description.
There's so many links.
They'll send you all of our social medias.
So many social medias.
You can get updated when any of the videos go up.
Yeah.
That includes all the videos that are over on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
Yeah, that's our other channel, Reasonable with a W, like wrestling. There's also the SoundCloud link down at the bottom where you can catch out our 4 weekly reviews in podcast format in case you don't want to see us and you want to listen to us while you're driving to work or while you're at the gym or yada yada yada. Whatever reason you might have for not wanting to look at our ugly mugs. You get Raw Review, you get Smackdown Rundown, you get the Indie News, you get the Midweek Wrap-Up every week, but you don't get the special other videos, such as the Top 5, which is coming out later this week. You don't get the pay-per-view predictions, which are coming out later this week. And you don't get pay-per-view results, which are coming out at the beginning of next week.
Yeah.
Those
so you have to look at our ugly mugs.
Yeah, you have to
You can't get away from us.
Subscribed to us over here to find out when those videos show up.
And they'll all be up in the playlist.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. You just gotta look up there.
I'm looking up there. Or if you're on a mobile device, look down below.
Yeah, that one too. So yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans for the 3 videos that are popping up over there this week. Hopefully, one is still questionable, but we're hoping to get it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. Fuck Mojo Raleigh.
I said pop, you motherfuckers.